Hey guys, it's JL Phoenix and welcome to today's live stream. As you can see, I have already went ahead and did some Kirby sketches. Yippee. So today is just going to be me just drawing whatever I feel like, or animating, whichever one comes first. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you all are doing well today. And yeah, let's get going. I think I'm gonna continue doing some more little Kirby sketches and then like maybe switch over and do something else. I did quite a few. I'm gonna switch the music out real quick. It's that. There you go. I really wasn't planning on like doing a bunch of little, I guess, little Kirby sketches, but meh. And do another happy curb. I've made a lot of happy curbs. I can't believe I drew everything on one layer. No. I think for the most part I am going to stop right here with the last Kirby, or maybe I just want to, I'm gonna do another sketch real quick. I'm gonna do one more. Just of him sitting. I think my favorite sketch that I've done was just him sleeping on the little pillows over there. Spent a lot of time doing that one. Now, the funny thing is too is that like I'm actually drawing him completely from memory. I'm not even like looking at a reference. I'm just like, oh yeah, let me just go from here. I was like, I remember how Kirby looks. Oh, zoom again. I'm gonna erase this a little bit to try and clean it up just slightly. He looks cute, I know. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to... There were some other things that I wanted to draw, but like the references that I had, they disappeared because I didn't save it. It was on Pinterest and I didn't save my ref. Oh well, I guess I'll just do something else. Yeah, basically I could say that I was using Kirby as like a warm-up pretty much. Just be like, okay, let me sketch the little whale just for a little bit. Also love your new outfit on your character. Oh, thank you, Amy. Yeah, so like the last version of JL that I drew with her with the blue jacket, because I did it for the last stream. I think it was last month, or was it a couple months back? I don't know. But I basically took the shirt from that one and then like improved it. I probably should make a new document so I won't be drawing on the same thing. Okay. Oh my god, I got some good news as well. It's pouring outside and I don't got to go to work. I'm gonna miss the money, but hey. Hey! I mean, at least you get to stay home from work. Can I please take Let me cut this out. Oh my god. Did I? I'm not sure if I clicked on something wrong or what. Hold on, grab this. Control X. It is not working. I don't understand. Why are you not letting me move why are you not letting me move my picture? It's only saying isolate background. But why? Okay, let's do it like this. Go under edit. It's been taken from me. Okay, fine, we'll just copy it. Paste and place. There you go. Since it decided to be a button. Turn this back on. Okay. Trying to think. I think I'm gonna. No, I just changed the music, but I think I'm gonna change it back. Hold on. I wanted to hear the piano again. So, to be fair, I really don't know where I'm going with this drawing. I'm just kind of like, I guess, going with the flow. I think that's the best way of describing it. What's that? So like, this morning I had went back to, well, technically, I would say since, I guess, Thursday-ish, I went back to working on my comic again, or manga. And, it was funny, I was trying to start from, like, the first page, but like I really couldn't figure out where to go with it. I don't know what I'm doing with this hand. And I was just like, man, I really can't draw the first scene. I was like, I wrote it up already and it should be easy for me to really draw it, but I was like, I was struggling. So what I did was just skip ahead in the story a bit, which ended up causing me to basically be like, you know what, I'm gonna kind of rewrite some of the scenes just a little bit. I had a different idea halfway through while I was sketching one of the pages, and then this morning, after I got it, because the Friday night I had gotten like a whole new set of ideas for what I wanted to quickly sketch up for the first chapter of the comic, and well, unfortunately I couldn't do it because I was falling asleep. So I was just like, well, I guess I'll draw it tomorrow. I say, well, when I wake up early, if I wake up early enough, I'll be able to do it. And I did. But I only got to like one page because I was like taking my time with really sketching it out because I wanted to make sure I was drawing one of my characters correctly. Because technically I haven't drawn him since like the first time I made his little character sheet, and even then I didn't really like finish sketching it out. So I was just like, well, just gonna have to kind of go off. I was like, well, at least I have his front view, so I can like basically kind of picture how he would look from different angles that way. But it was just I would say it was very interesting trying to, because like I went from one idea and then I went to another idea. I was just like, oh wait, I'm just gonna completely change the entire scene that I originally was trying to do. But it was only the only reason why I changed it because I couldn't do the poses right. I feel that been doing script writing for a series called Firecats, but I haven't had the motivation for it. Yeah, that's understandable. That happens sometimes. Usually when I start feeling like, man, I really don't have like any, I guess you could say any motivation to really work on one of my stories or something like that, I usually just kind of work on something else. Because I'm like, well, there's no use in trying to like force yourself to really try to write something for it, especially if you really can't like picture what you want. And I find that if I give myself some space when I'm writing my stories, it helps me really like flesh them out a little easier, because generally my early concepts are usually very, very rough and very, very like, I guess, patchy. You know, it's like, oh, I have an idea, but I don't quite know where I'm going with this idea. Like, I know what the point of the story is, but I don't know how to get from point A to point B, so to speak. Like, I generally have the highlights in my head already, and then I'm like, okay, well now I gotta connect all of my highlights. It's always very interesting to go through that process of really just trying to flesh everything out. At least, in my opinion, I tend to really enjoy like the what do you call it? The I'll call it the creation process of it, like why I'm developing it. There you go, that's what it's called, the developing process. I really enjoy the developing process of the story and everything, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm like, what's it? Which is why I'm like, I really try to push myself to, finish it. I like your style. Oh, thank you! Choco Place. Yeah. Thank you very much. But, yeah. But like I was saying, yeah, just trying to take my time with writing my stories generally helps me really flesh it out better and clear things up, because there's always that I always get to a point of like, okay, why is this happening in the story, right? Like, all right, we got the like I have a question. Oh, what's your question? Wait until you respond. Oh my gosh. Technically, I don't think I drew this hand big enough. Let's see on what is the music called that is playing in the background? I forget. If I'm gonna be honest. Let's see. Because I have like a bunch of songs kind of like put together in a playlist that I have on there. On here, I should say. Let me see what song is playing there. Oh, okay. I had to listen into the stream, see which song was playing. Let's see if let me I'm gonna find it first, so that way I can give you an answer. It's not here. Give me one moment, I'm trying to find the song. I'm not even gonna lie, my brain went blank. I was like, what am I looking for again? It should be under my animations? Yeah. Okay, so the name of that song in particular that was playing around that time is Fear and Revolution by Legacy and Revelation. It's R-Evolution. Sorry. Revolution. There you go. Yeah, that's what that one's called. It's fine, just take your time. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think. Would a spear be cool? An axe? Scythe? I don't really know what kind of weapon I'm gonna get. Well, I guess in the meantime, I could just try and, like, get this arm right. Let's see. Oh. I guess I could change the bows then. And fix the... Oh, I'm drawing in the wrong layer. Oops. And then I can do something like that. Bend the wrist. Oh. I'm currently studying my own hand to try to get the pose right. Hands are weird. Oh. Maybe I should get the initial shape down first before I just move on to trying to get the digits in there. Then I can try and get you know what, let me like do this so that way I can have a better ref with me. Do it like that. Ah, no, please stop. I dropped my phone. No. Okay. Let's see. Trying to look up. Because I need a hand pose that would work with what I see in my head. But it's always so hard to try and search one that I'm really looking for. I guess I'll just look up holding a spear. Oh, well, I guess I could just use this pose. So I'm gonna actually, let me save this for later. I'm gonna need this again for hand poses. Okay, yeah, cause right now what I'm trying to decide now is like what kind of outfit I'm gonna give her. I'm looking at some references right now. Ooh, wait, go back. My phone scrolled up too quick. Nope. Oh, do something like that. Yeah, I can turn this off for time being. Okay. Yeah, I'm like really focused right now because I'm trying to I guess you can say I'm trying to really picture what I like, how I want her outfit to look. While I'm also still trying to figure out what kind of weapon am I gonna give her. And then I can do something like that. But like, I guess I can. Yeah, I'm trying to now what I'm trying to figure out is the sleeves a bit. If I wanted to be poofy, if I wanted to be not poofy. wrong or not. I don't know. Still debating that. I guess I'll. Oh. Staff, spear, glaive, flag. It's my personal opinion. Hi, Minus. Yeah, I think either one of those could work just as fine. I'm gonna, let's see, there's only the hands on that layer. What's this layer? Oh. I should just label my layers. Or I cannot label my layers and let future me have to deal with it. Sounds like a good plan. Alright, well, I think I'm good with the rough sketch for the most part. I'll, like, clean it up shortly after I finish with... Or I can do the weapon later and then just simply clean up the sketch. Choices. I think I'm gonna go ahead and, like, I'm gonna call this my guide. There you go. And then alright, shrink up my get a kicky sip. Alright. So, if I'm gonna just come up with whatever, I can even make a hybrid, I think. Maybe I do want to commit to doing a glaive. At least look at some examples. Jeez. I forgot that I have to specify what I'm talking about. Okay. Thank you. I think I'm gonna do one like that. Okay. Kind of made the blade backwards. I don't really want it backwards. Or maybe... Yeah, okay. I want to make it fancy. We always need fancy weapons. It's useful and stylish. Do some erasing here. That way I can understand what I just sketched. Okay. So what I had to start doing when I sketch digitally is that in order for me to make sense of what I just sketched, I find that cleaning up my sketches during the process of me drawing it helped make it a lot better and easier for me to understand what I just did. Yeah, so I did erase part of this. I'm gonna make this a lot bigger. And then make a little thingy in the back. Because why not? And then I'll indicate that I want something fancy right here too, and right, just leave it as that. I think I'm gonna pull this back just a little bit. There you go, that works. And then I'm going to grab her and kind of a maybe just slightly taller. Do a little stretch. And then nope, never mind. That didn't work too well. I think I'm gonna move back again. I don't know if I accidentally did that, but I could push back down a little bit. Just a tad. Like that. Yep. Alright, that works out. So what I will be doing now is cleaning up the sketch. I'm going to turn off my turn off the glaive. I need to label this that this is the sketch of it, so that way I won't forget. Because once we get like 100 layers in, it's gonna be like, where's my sketch again? So I'm going to, well, actually, yeah, I think it's still kind of hard to see my hand here. No? Is that just how I, no, that's just how I drew it. I don't know. Not enough erasing. That no amount of erasing will help with that. So, let me combine this then. Okay. Rough. And then the clean sketch. I just realized the path of the hair. I was trying to do something else, and I was like, well, technically I went in a different direction than I was thinking I went. So I'm kind of already thinking about like what colors to use right now. I'm thinking possibly making her hair blue. But not just any blue. Does not specify what kind of blue, just says not any blue. Did I? It kinda. Okay, so I would have to slightly adjust that. Cascade again so I can see a little clearer what I'm doing. I'm thinking about possibly adding like maybe like a lace pattern on the... I'm gonna call it a scarf thingy because I don't remember what it's actually called. Yay! I have to pull this shoulder up a bit. Yeah, nothing like adding tiny details. Yeah, I'm trying to mark where some of the other details would be that I'm going to draw in. Okay, so it would go... No. So, was it the other day at some point? Yeah. I ended up going back through and replaying Tears of the Kingdom again from the beginning. Yay! And it was funny when I went to replay it. I ended up
discovering like certain areas that I didn't discover previously when I first played through the game. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize this was here. And then I think I actually got the shrines in order this time around on the was it on the Sky Island in the beginning of the game. I think I actually went in the proper order I was supposed to, instead of doing what I did last time where I went to the easiest ones first and then I went to the hardest one. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know I was going in order. That worked out. And then the other funny thing about it too is that when I hopped back into the game, because I had already gone past like the opening cutscene, getting out the starting area. I forget what it's called. I was already at the Temple of Time. Basically, I was standing in front of the gate, and I was like, okay, what was I doing again? And then I realized I was like, oh. Right, getting one of the shrines. That's right. And then for a moment too, I had forgotten how to play the game. I was like, how do I play this game again? So what I did, I just clicked some random buttons, just trying to recall what it felt like to play Tears of the Kingdom again. And I was just like, okay, I got it. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play it nearly as well as I did when I was before I went on like a hiatus of playing the game for a minute. I was like, but I will. And then the funny thing too, so when I was about to head over to the first shrine, I was just about to jump off the little ledge, right? And then I had to remind myself that I don't have the paraglider yet. And it was just seconds before I fell off into the ether, and I was like, oh crap. I was like, that's right, I don't have the paraglider anymore. I have to actually climb to places and walk down the stairs like a normal person. Well, I mean, like that they were. I mean, there kind of wasn't that much of a stairwell, but the point is that I had to keep reminding myself I don't have the paraglider right now. I can't go rushing into combat. I didn't upgrade my armor. I was like, I barely have any armor on. I was like, I can't. And then the funny thing too, like, cause after I completed the entirety of the first Sky Island, or was it the beginning area, and I got down to Hyrule and everything, instead of me doing what I did in my first playthrough where I just rushed straight to Lookout Landing, which I keep forgetting that Lookout Landing is called Lookout Landing. It was funny when I kept forgetting that. I was like, where's Lookout Landing? It's right there. But anyway, so instead of going straight there, what I did was go straight to the first area that looked interesting to me that I had not really explored, because in the last time I played Tears of the Kingdom, I barely went through Central Hyrule, that area, only because of the fact that like I had went from Tears of the Kingdom to I went from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, so I was still used to my usual path of avoiding Central Hyrule because that's where all the guardians were, and a lot of times I didn't have enough resources to face them at the moment, so I was just like, yeah, let me go around it. But this time around I actually went to I went and completed a couple of shrines, and so I was just basically just stacking up on the little the spirit spheres? What are they called? Light spheres? I forget what they're called, but I just started stacking up on all of those, so that way I was like, yeah, that way when I get to Rito Village and I get up to the Wind Temple up there, I already have like at least, by that point I would have had like 6 hearts already, or was it 5 hearts? But I had like 5 already. And up my stamina a bit, because I knew I needed it for all the gliding and stuff that I was going to be doing. So I did that. And then this time around, instead of me like, oh, also before I got to Lookout Landing and after I finished completing some of the shrines around the main Hyrule area and defeated some bokoblins and made sure they did not one-shot me this time around. Because last time I got one-shot by a bokoblin and I was upset. I was like, how dare he? But at any rate, it was funny because the entire time I was sitting there playing, I was playing cautiously, or I guess smartly, making sure to actually back up from the enemy, because I'm like, well, technically I don't have enough hearts to really just tank their attacks anymore. And then, but yeah, afterwards, I went straight to the one shrine that's by the first chasm that you come across in Hyrule, that really big one. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna head down that chasm already, and I'm gonna just turn on the little light route, or was it activate the light route first, and then I'm gonna head back up. So I did that. I jumped down into the chasm, turned on the little light route, and I had a moment where I thought about it. I said, you know, the funny thing is, when I first played Tears of the Kingdom, I was actually I was actually terrified to go down into the I'm about to call it the abyss, the depths. I was like, I don't want to go down the depths. They said the enemies are stronger, or what was it? They could actually take away your vitality and everything, and you know, you can actually get one-shotted down here. I don't want it. But nowadays, because of the fact that I've made my peace with the abyss. Oh my god, I made my peace with the depths. Cause like nowadays, I just travel down there because I'm like, oh, I need some more supplies. Let me head down there real quick. Oh, I need to upgrade one of my armor sets, and I need a certain type of piece. Let me go down there real quick. I was also hoping while I was replaying the game that I wasn't gonna run into any gloom hands, because that would have sucked if during my replay I like run into them first and I'm like, oh no. Because one of the areas I had went to, and I'm kind of zooming ahead on the story a bit, but one of the areas I went to, there usually gloom hands spawn there. And I was just trying to get to that one chasm that's like off to the side. I'm just trying to really picture what that area was called. I forget. It's where that I think it's where the one fountain is. That's like, if you're heading down that path, you're heading towards the Elden region and Lineru region. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's on that path, and there's usually a gloom hands that spawn there. The good news is they didn't spawn on me. The bad news is they didn't spawn on me. because at that moment I was just like, oh man, I hope their location didn't change. That would suck. Or at the same time, I was also hoping that they didn't sneak up on me, because of the fact that, like, usually I try to catch them before they sneak up on me. I like the fact that, like, even in my, my main file, the one that I already basically, I guess you could say I've almost completed it. I'm not completely done with it, but I'm almost got to 100%. But even on that file, still, I still freak out whenever they show up. I'm like, oh no! Even though I actually have the equipment to take care of it, I'm like, I don't like to fight them. And I don't like dealing with them. But, at any rate, when I went back to, oh yeah, when I went to the Hebra region, which is where Royal Village is located and everything, I had went ahead and, actually, before I got there, got a couple more shrines on the way, and then I also went ahead and got one of the tears from the first glyph that you see, and I didn't even talk to Impa like you're supposed to. I just ran up there. I was like, I wonder what happens if I activate this first before I talk to anybody. Well, I activated and everything, and you know, got to see the cutscene for that. And I was like, oh boy. Now, I was originally planning on getting all the geoglyphs in order, but that didn't happen because I got the one in the Hebrew region. Actually, there's two in the Hebrew region. There's like one on the side of a mountain or a cliff, I guess. One on the side of a cliff, and then the other one is like past where the what do you call it? Oh man, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'm gonna call it Ice Ghidorah. Where that one is. And also close where the labyrinth is too. It's that glyph right there. I forget what number glyph that is. But I forget where I was going with that. Well, at any rate, I ended up getting 2 glyphs already and got them out of order again. And I was just like, well, alright. I was like, I already know the story, so it's not like it really matters all too much. But at the same time, I still wanted to try and go in order. I mean, but then admittedly, I think I kind of forgot the order of the glyphs. Kinda? Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I went to the Forgotten Temple, like what Impa was saying, hey, meet me at the Forgotten Temple? We can find all the other glyphs. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll be there in like, not right now. But, so, afterwards I just kept, getting a bunch of shrines. I only activated, like, at that point I activated, like, 2 towers? Yeah. So, I was just like, I was trying to, and then I was also trying to get certain armor pieces, like, ahead of time as well, so that way I don't have to go hunting for them later. Especially the ones that I don't like to go out of my way to get because of the fact that they're a little challenging to get. And then I still, I have to also keep reminding myself not to, rely on my Breath of the Wild memory of where most armor sets were located, because like I memorized all the armor sets for where the armor sets in Breath of the Wild were located, but I have not memorized Tears of the Kingdom because, well, now I got like a whole nother set that I have to remember. Listen, I got a new set. Listen, they got a new set, and then they have the older ones, and then plus the ones from the amiibos. So. Oh, and the DLCs. So that was a lot for me to try and like memorize their locations. But I do know where to get the main stuff, though. I was like, yeah, I can always find the main stuff. That much will be pretty easy. And then oh, and then the other funny thing, too, is that I noticed that I didn't exactly stack up on a lot of healing items, or was it a lot of little food and stuff. I didn't do that like I did last time. So I was just like, so when I went up to where the Wind Temple was, I was like, I hope I have enough. And then there was the fact that, because when you get in the Wind Temple, it's a lot colder up there. And at the time, I only had, was it the little dufflet? I think that's what it's called. And then the little, the pants that you get when you're up in the sky. I got those too. And I was just like, oh, I was like, you know what? I have a few, because I made myself, 2 cold resist, types of foods. and I was hoping it was enough for. I was hoping I could basically kind of quickly go through the temple and not have to leave to get another item to keep Leek from freezing. Because what I was gonna do was buy the retail armor set, so that way, or at least one piece, another piece of it, like the little headpiece of it, so that way I wouldn't freeze when I get up there, just in case. But I didn't have enough rupees on me, and I was just like, ugh. And cause, ooh, wait a minute, I just noticed this is wrong. Oof, I had to fix that. But anyway, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it like this, that way. Yeah, but the funny thing is that I was, like I said, when I was trying to, see if I could try to get through the temple as quickly as possible. But the problem is, because I would have done it if I didn't forget how to get to, some of the little, was it mechanisms at the bottom of the ship? And I was just like, and then other ones, and then what really slowed me down was taking out the, I want to call them guardians so bad. Taking out the constructs. That's what slowed me down. So, yeah, my two cold resist items that I had couldn't carry me. So, yeah. But regardless, I still managed to, well, I guess you could say I beat the temple a lot faster than I did the first time? Maybe? Kinda? Nah, I feel like I took a little longer time to finish it than I did last time. But I did, however, finish the boss very quickly. So that's a plus. I barely gave him time to complain. And then afterwards, like after I completed the wind temple and everything, I was just like, okay, well, let me try and complete all the side quests, at least at Retail Village, and then eventually complete all the ones in Hebra in general. But like I got down to the the one with Tulin and then the one with Teba. I got to their quest, and then I was just like, it's gonna be a minute before I complete those. Especially since I kind of forgot the location of, is it where the secret treasure is? Oh well. Yeah, it's funny how much I actually forgot about, some of the early game stuff for Tears of the Kingdom. I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize I forgot that much. And I think it's because of the fact that there was already a lot to remember? I don't know. At least that's what I think. For me, that's what probably happened, why I forgot certain things. And I couldn't exactly skip through a lot of stuff. I was just like, kind of... How do I get from here to here? But I do have to say, no, because later on, I eventually got to the Fire Temple, after I finished up the, some of the other quests and... Oh, actually, before I get to the Fire Temple thing, so, I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay, so there's like a Goron that you meet at the, what's the bistro? I think that's what it's called, right? I don't know, the little restaurant that's like right outside of the little, what's it, the little, it's like in the area where all the, yeah, right outside where the mines are and everything, the southern mines specifically. And I went over to the Goron that like, hey, he wants to get like the rare flint, and you have to give him a certain amount of flint, and if he could find the rare one, he'll give you 1,000 rupees, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him the 20 that I have, and like, I was like, but chances are he's not gonna find it in that first set of 20. I was like, I'm probably gonna have to go back and go get some more flint ore, right? I kid you not, the first try, he got the rare flint, and I got 1,000 rupees, and I was just like, that never happened to me on the first time I did this. I said, huh? I was kind of mildly confused about that, but at the same time, I was like, hey, look, I'm not complaining. It kind of worked in my favor because I was hurting for rupees at that point because I was just like, I used up a good handful of my rupees, getting a couple other things. Yeah. Because, I knew I needed to save up enough just to get the, was it the flame resistant gear? I forget what the armor set specifically called, but like, I needed that. And I was just like, why? I already know they're gonna like the prices for that thing is gouged, if I remember correctly. Is that the right word to use? Proceeds to double check, make sure I'm using that word right. I need the meaning because I need to make sure I'm using it right. Oh, okay, so I did use it right. Yay! But yeah, so it was like, I was just like, yeah, I know the prices are ridiculous, and yeah. I was like, I need a couple rupees because, like I said, I was hurting for them. And the funny thing is, like, in the last time I played, I had like, I know I started out with a pretty high amount of rupees, and I had just a little bit more ore than I did this time round, or maybe I had more this time round. I don't know. I could be misremembering how my first gameplay went. I mean, I guess it was slightly more smoother, but at the same time, I was, at that, like I said, from that point, I had just got off Breath of the Wild, because I had constantly kept playing it in between the times when I was playing Skyward Sword. But hold on, I'm trying to do this thing. But yeah. Honestly, sometimes I wish I did like a live playthrough of that game, just so y'all could hear some of my early game commentary for that, when I was just like, oh, I was already guessing everything, and I was just like, oh yeah, I know what's happening here. I've seen this all before. I've played previous Zelda games. Using my previous knowledge, I know what's going on. But yeah. But regardless of all of that, when I finally got to Goron City, and I forgot about the two Gorons that are like, what's it, outside the city. Now, the first time when I first played through, because like, what's it, I think one of the Hylians you speak to tells you about the fact that they were running scams up there. I forget. But I was just like, oh yeah. So when I was walking up there, I was just casually walking up there going like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna get in there, and then I saw the two Gorons coming towards me. I was like, oh no. I was like, I don't know what they'll do. I'm like, they might just stop me or something. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't want to mess. Cause like, even in my first playthrough, I went around them as well. So I just simply did the same thing again. Because I was like, at that point, I was just like, bro, I just got these rupees. I am not about to let them get taken from me. A Legend of Zelda expert here. Well, kinda. I you know. hurt on me. Look, I wouldn't necessarily call myself an expert. I would just say that I know what I'm doing. That's all I'll say. I just know what I'm getting myself into. But with that being said, oh, like I said, I lost my train of thought again. Oh no. Well, then again, I'm trying to get this. And I'm gonna do it right over here too. So anyway, you know, I get there to Goron City, everything, and I'm like, okay, I already know what to expect. I'm like, the first thing I'm gonna do now, what I thought about doing prior to me getting to the fire temple was just start going through all the different shrines and like start stacking the little spirit orb thingy, light orb thingy, forget what it's called still, it's not coming to me yet. Anyway, I was just like, oh yeah, I could do that and stack all that, or I can just activate the shrine, do not complete the shrine, and keep going with the story. I chose to do exactly that. All in that order. And then, yeah, I think I'm just gonna turn this into like a this. Yeah, that's what I would do. But it was funny. I was thinking to myself, I was just like, do I need to get the graves for the fire resist armor thing? The Goron armor set? I was like, do I need to get all of it? I was like, I don't know how hot it gets in the, or rather I said I forgot how hot it gets in the fire temple. Good news is it doesn't get that hot. Bad news is if I go outside the temple, which I accidentally did because I fell off the map, or not the map, I'll say I fell off the temple because I stepped too far and I wasn't paying attention, and I almost went to the other side where it was like even hotter, and I was just like, oh snap. I said, let me move back because I don't really have any like, well actually I had some flame resist potions. I actually, for the first time ever since me playing Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I made flame resistant potions. I've never done that. But I did it this time. And I actually went and gathered up the oh no, I got my pin! Ah! And I actually went up and gathered all the little what do they call the lizards? I think they're called flame lizards or something like that. I forget. But I went and actually grabbed them and everything, and used some of the monster parts that I had. Now, of course, me knowing that I need a lot of those items to upgrade my armor sets, and I didn't want to like use a lot of the resources that I had because of the fact that I was like, I needed to upgrade my armor. I was like, because now I know, and I'm like, because whereas last time when I first played through, I didn't know about that because I was just like, oh yeah, well I'm just gonna play it the same way how I played Breath of the Wild. Sell a lot of my items and stuff. If I start stacking on a bunch of bokoblin things and horns and stuff, I could get like thousands of rupees if I get like over 1,000 of those things stacked in my inventory. There was a change of plans because of the fact that I needed to buy a lot more stuff in Tears of the Kingdom. Like, especially early game. Because a lot of the other items and stuff you don't exactly get till later game. A phoenix needing flame resistance. Hey, listen. Technically, there are only certain areas I can go to where it's not too hot, okay? There's a limit to... Okay, the point is that I can't let them know that, I got fire resistance. anyway, so God. So anyway, when I got to the to get back to the fire temple. Now the funny thing is, I didn't go in the same direction I went the first time when I was playing. When I got there, the first time when I played. Yeah, I'll say it like that. I didn't go the same direction. In fact, I actually went the right direction because I followed the statues I was supposed to follow the first time. The last time, I just followed the marker the same way like I did in Breath of the Wild. Okay, so this time around, I actually went and followed the Goron statues that are there because I had noticed. I was like, wait a minute, I just noticed that there are statues here pointing in the direction of the fire temple. Oh, I was supposed to use that, wasn't I? Oh man, it was the funniest thing, me realizing like last minute, or rather me realizing on my second playthrough that I was actually supposed to follow the statues. So the enemies that I ran into the first time around when I first played through to get to the fire temple, I didn't actually run into them this time around. And I didn't really go through as many resources as I did the last time. I still went through a lot of my weapons, but that's because, you know, they're kind of low on durability and they're fairly weaker than what you get like later on in the game. Like, what's it? Yeah, like after you complete like all the other temples, you can start getting like better weapons. And then even when you're in the temples, you can start getting better weapons in the temple. And then like also while I was going through completing the fire temple, it was so funny. I had forgot how to get to some of the other areas, like the harder to reach areas and stuff. I was just like, how did I get there again? I was just like, man, how did I solve this puzzle the last time? And then I remembered, oh, I kind of sort of like, I kept using ascend throughout the entire temple just to get to certain areas because I didn't realize that there's actually like there's a actual way on how you're supposed to get there, but because of the fact that I had already, because what I did the last playthrough, and I still did it this playthrough, is that I played the entire temple in one sitting. And it was funny, I was getting sleepy while playing it, and I ended up falling asleep in the middle of me playing. I woke back up and I said, what was I doing again? Oh right, trying to get to the 5th floor, get the little gong on the 5th floor, and then I had to go back to the 1st floor, but I don't remember how I got to the 1st floor the first time. I was like, how did I do that? Well, I come to realize that there were actually areas that I was specifically supposed to go in order for me to get to other harder to reach areas, and I was just like, oh, was that how I was supposed to do it? Man. I was like, man, I just kind of just ascended my way into completing these puzzles and stuff. But hey, I kind of did it. I kind of did it as intended. Kinda. I still used ascend, but I used it a lot less than I did when I first played through. And then, oh, yeah, I'm done. Wow. Yay, I'm done with the clean. No, I am not done with the clean sketch. I forgot a hand. I thought I was finished, but I was not. Anyway, so, yeah. And then, it was funny too, while I was going through the fire temple and everything, I was sitting there thinking to myself, how did I get around this, like, how did I get around this area the first time? Like, how did I get through all of this? Because I remember when I first played through, I kind of flew through it. The only thing that was stopping me was getting to the 1st floor. Yeah, I'm trying to think, because clearly I did ascend up there, and then I dropped down. I don't know. I don't know how I did it the first time. I wish I recorded it. If I did, I could have just looked to see what I actually did playing through, but nay, whatever. I still managed to get through, and get to the, and get all the activate all the gongs and stuff, and then, next thing I know, I'm fighting, Goma. I was like, it was funny. I'm sitting here trying to, I had a moment where I forgot the name of the boss. I was like, man, it's the same boss. I was like, it's one of the traditional Zelda bosses. Just, now it's a rock. Instead of spider. I mean, well, technically it kind of is still spider. Well, I mean, I guess it's more closer to a crab than a spider. Huh. I'm sitting here comparing all the designs of Goma in my head. Like, well, technically this one looks more rock crab than spider. With the, listen, with Twilight Princess being like the most arachnid one. But anyway, so for that fight, I was actually trying to, beat the boss a lot faster than I did the first time. I did beat it faster than I did the first time, and, cause the first time around I played it, I actually, was it Link actually died in that fight? I was like, oh, cause I ran out of healing items in that fight, I remember, and then, I'm sorry, I am back. My phone had temporary death. Had a temporary death. Understandable. It's okay, Amy. I was just talking about my I'm still talking about my adventures in replaying Tears of the Kingdom and what happened in the Fire Temple. So the funny thing is too, cause like I was trying to basically like hit the Goma in its eye and everything, so that way I could like chip down its health. And then I said, hey, you want to be faster if I just put the the bomb flower on the arrow and shoot at it? Now mind you, you gotta remember where I am. I'm in the Fire Temple. It's the hottest area in the game. Well, one of the hottest areas of the game. So you can imagine what happened. And by this point, I only have, I think, about 5 hearts. And 1 fairy. Yeah, so, basically, after I had, it was funny, after I put it on, the arrow and everything, I had realized just that, in the split second, oh, wait a minute, I can't do that! And it just, I was just like, that wasn't well thought out. I was like, I can't believe I just did that and didn't even think twice about the fact of where I was. That you really can't do that kind of thing when you're in the Fire Temple. And the funny thing is, this isn't the first, neither the last time I've done something like that. Like in Breath of the Wild, when I was doing the Divine Beast, was it Darunia? I think that's the lizard one's name. I was just like, I did the same thing there. And it was even hotter, so it was like, come on, you gotta remember this. I was going to mention that I had gotten VLW. Oh, I gotten Val, but the Zonai one, cause the boss is difficult in Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, gotten every boss in the, except this other one. Ah, okay. I'm tracking what that was that. I'm so excited for the new Legend of Zelda game. Yeah, same. I was just like, because it was funny when I because I was watching the Nintendo Direct, right? Or wasn't I not able to watch the whole thing? No, I wasn't able to watch the entire Nintendo Direct, but like I eventually finally tuned back in on the replay, and I saw they were like, no, I watched the whole thing. Yeah. But anyway, I saw Echoes of Wisdom and that we get to play as Zelda, and I was like, oh, this is a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh boy. I was like, this is gonna be a very fun experience. And then it's done in the same style as Link's Awakening. And I recently completed that game. Actually, I don't think it's that recent anymore. I mean, well, actually, no, it is still fairly recent because I completed the game back in, sorry for my typo. It's okay. Yeah, no harm done. But, yeah, so I was just like, oh, wow, this is nice. The hand is actually bigger than the other hand. Drawing hands. They're very hand. Actually, kind of, I actually kind of got the thumb pretty weird too, but I guess I'll fix it as I go along. But yeah. Oh no, now it's too small. I don't understand why hands are like the most difficult thing to draw. Oh, anyway, so when I finally defeated the goal, and it was funny because at that point, because you know, after you get it down, like you get its health down and everything, and I had way stronger weapons this time around than last time. And this time I actually used the fuse mechanic, because last time I refused to use the fuse mechanic. That's why it took me so long to defeat certain enemies. I actually kind of, I didn't like the fuse mechanic at first, but then later on, when I got further into the game and I needed to actually start fusing my weapons in order to get much stronger weapons, and also to have more durability, and to get all the different little special effects that you can get with it, like when you fuse each of the different like what's it, either piece of the dragon shard or use the what's it, the piece of the dragon horn or scales, and it's like, yeah, when you fuse it with your weapons and stuff, it actually does some really cool things, especially with the light dragon. Ultimate healing. And I always fuse like the light dragon either horn or scale or the, actually no, generally it's the shard. I usually fuse the shard with my master sword so I can make it not only stronger but also have it where it heals me when I fight. So yeah. And then even then, the funny thing is that like the first time I played through, I guess you could say I was very aggressive the first time I was playing through Tears of the Kingdom, because like I said previously, went for Breath of the Wild where I had to, where I got so comfortable with having upgraded armor and not really taking that much damage, having all these hearts and everything. It's like, oh yeah, I can kind of be aggressive now. And then now I'm like, because I've started over again and I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom, and Tears of the Kingdom's, the enemies in Tears of the Kingdom actually hit a little harder than they do in Breath of the Wild. Especially early game. And so I was just like, yeah, let me fight more cautiously. I don't even think I finished what I was talking about with the Goma thing. I just started like going on another side adventure. But anyway, so eventually, because when the Goma gets up on the ceiling and everything, like after you knock down its health and it gets up on the ceiling, that's like to me, I find it annoying. Because like I have to kind of look up, but I also have to be careful because it starts like spamming its little like its explodey rock thingies at you, and if I'm not paying attention, I can end up like getting myself caught in the big ones and everything. Because basically fighting Goma in the depths is the easiest version of Goma you will ever fight. Or at least the difficulty curve is definitely a little not on the same level as it was when you fight in the temple, because it goes up on the ceiling. But yeah, so by that point, and I think that's also one of the reasons why I was kind of out of practice on that fight, I would say I was very much so out of practice on the fight, because I kind of I guess the first time when I went through it, I was kind of like how do you say it? I'm trying to find the right word for this. Yeah, the first time I went through it, I was just like kind of winging it because I didn't really know I didn't quite know what to expect for the fight, but at the same time, I was well aware that something was gonna spring on me. And even then, I just kind of like, I timed my shots a little better the first time around, but when I played through again, or like for my second playthrough, I was just like, yeah, I was getting mildly impatient because I was just like, excuse me, but I'm trying to knock you off the ceiling. Please stop moving out the way and stop sending your stupid little exploding rocks at me. I was not having a blast, I will say that. So afterwards, when I finally got that thing, because you had to do about, well, technically it could either be 2 more times you have to do it, or 1 more time you have to do it with knocking it down, or 3. But I had knocked it down the 2 times, and then on the second time I knocked it down, I almost completely, like, I almost killed it with my great speed. And so, and then let's see, and then like before, because it was only like what 2 hits away from me finishing it off, and its health was like very tiny, and by that point it decided, no, you're done with wailing on me. I'm gonna get back up on the ceiling. And I said, oh heck no, we're not about to go through the song and dance again while you're only 2 hits away from losing. So what I did was, as I was jumping off of it, and I did this before too, but as I was jumping off of it, I went in the focus mode, right, and shot some arrows at it. Now I guess because I was like still sleepy, even after I fell asleep in the middle of the game, I didn't exactly get to do my little rapid fire shots like I normally do when I get in the focus mode. Or I don't know, I just felt like it was a lot slower. But anyway, oh right, duh, I had very little stamina, so there was that too. But anyway, what's it? So I shot it, and then I was like, okay, I was just like, boy, you're still hanging on by like 1 thread. Hold on, let me hit you with another arrow. I hit it with like 1 more arrow, and it finally died. I was just like, God. I was like, I was not about to go through that whole song and dance again with you getting up on the ceiling, me missing, and you spamming the same attack at me. So yeah, that went well. The funny thing is that in that fight, like, cause oh man, Link would have died to just me forgetting the fact that I was in the fire temple, and you really shouldn't have the bomb flower on you when you're in the fire temple. Which is a staple of Zelda games, but somehow I forget. So then afterwards, I decided to try and complete a lot of the different quests, or a lot of different side quests in Goron City, or yeah, just that entire area, because I was just like, oh yeah, let me like knock these out and everything, right? Now, one of the quests that I didn't realize that was kind of like a continuous quest, which is the one with that one kid Goron, where he was trying to find, was it the old ancient city of, Gordania or something like that? I forget the name. Anyway, and I was just like, wait a minute, I didn't realize there was another part to this quest. So I was just like, okay, fine, I'll actually finish this out. I was like, I just gotta remember that, when I go in my old file, or my first file, that I need to actually, do that quest, or finish up the rest of the quest. But then again, all it will do is lead you to, because it would just lead me back to one of the caves I already went to anyway. But it's still nice to do just to get it off my list. I don't think you really get any rewards from that quest, though. Now that I remember, it's like... Right? Or do you? Did I? Oh well. And then I also need to, finish the, minecart ride quest. I need to finish that one, because, in my old file, I'm at the last one, which is the one that's in Death Mountain. And, yeah, I hadn't even started on that one. I was just like, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it. Never gets to it. But yeah, I think that's... Yeah, so far, that's my entire adventures of me... Well, I mean, entire adventures with me cutting out some things in between. Of me playing through... replaying through Tears of the Kingdom again. This time only ever having... I think throughout the entire play... my entire playthrough, I only had, like, 2 deaths. That was it. And the first one was because I fell off the ledge. And I was like... Oh, right. And then the second time, I didn't heal in time. And, like, I forget what specifically killed Link. And I was just like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. And then for every other time, when it came close to him about to die and everything, I was just like, let me reload my save. That didn't happen. I was like, nope, what are you talking about? Yeah, because I fell off the ledge again, and this was me back in the Sky Islands in the first area before you get the paraglider, and I was like, oh, I didn't fall off. What are you talking about? Okay, so I think now is the time for me to start thinking about really thinking about the colors here. I mean, like I said before, that I kind of already want to do like a blue for her hair. So I think I'll commit to that. Oh, snap. Hold on. This needs to be a little bigger. Now, as far as like other games that I'm replaying again, because like I have a few other games in my inventory that like I haven't finished, but like getting around to finish them, I'm like, I'll finish it in due time. Like Skyward Sword, I'm like, I'll finish it eventually. Because I'm at the final boss for Skyward Sword. That's all I need to complete, and then like I'll be pretty much done with the game. It's just the only things I have left is like maybe getting like the last few chests that are around the area, and then doing a few of the side quests and everything. So yeah, but I ended up it was funny. I had played through Kirby and the Forgotten Land again on my second file, and I beat it again from start to finish. I 100%'d the game, and then I said, alright, now I'm gonna delete it and do it again. Solely because it's not my first file, and I can keep doing that as many times as I like, and it would not hurt me. Yippee! Yeah, so I'm replaying Kirby and the Forgotten Land again. I'm thinking about possibly replaying Star Allies again from the beginning. Because in my other file I have 100% it Star Allies. As far as like every, yeah, as far as the whole of the game, it's just the only thing I haven't really finished is the guest allies, because there's still a few guest allies I haven't like played through yet. So that's all I'm really doing on my other file, or on my main file for Star Allies, but I'm gonna go through and possibly run through the game again. And then I recently just finished up Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Because I had just finished up the was it the final arena? I think that's what it's called, or is it the ultimate arena? I don't know. Oh no, True Arena. That's what it's called. It's called True Arena. I had just finished True Arena, and I was like, "Yay!" Now all I have to do is get all the mask and complete anything else that I haven't completed yet. Because I think I'm at what's it, 80 something % in the game. I haven't 100% it yet, but I will eventually, maybe, or maybe I won't. I don't know. It depends on if I really feeling motivated to do that. But yeah, and I played Kirby in the Forgotten Lands so much that I'm like, I practically memorized the game at this point. I remember where everything is. I think the only time I ever had to take a moment where I'm like, wait a minute, am I heading in the right direction? Was when I was in one of the levels where it is very easy for you to miss Waddle Dees. Or like if you don't do so, or if you happen to miss like either a target or something, you won't be able to get that Waddle Dee. Yeah, basically, only in those few levels where I end up missing certain Waddle Dees because I was like, oh man, I missed the opportunity to get this Waddle Dee, or I didn't have a certain what's it? I didn't do a certain thing to activate the Waddle Dee, or to free the Waddle Dee to get the secret Waddle Dees. Now for the bridge one, was it the one where you're fighting the twin Frosties? Because you have to fight the twin Frosties without getting hit. I have constantly gotten hit in those fights. It is not even funny. It is always only just one hit because I remember the last time I got a hit, it was because my controllers desynced, and I was like, no, wait. And there was nothing I could do at that point, and I didn't want to replay the entire level because, well, it's hard work, man. I didn't want to redo it, so I was just like, I'll just accept my fate. I was like, I just have to go back and replay it. It was a sad time. It really was. Alright, so what I'm thinking about, so I think I'm gonna like after I color her hair and like her eyelashes and her eyebrows, but basically just the hair in general. After I finish coloring her hair, I think I'm gonna wrap up and then call it a night. Yeah. Okay, so to continue explaining my other adventures, so basically, now the funny thing is too is that I was trying to also see if I could still play through Kirby in the Forgotten Land without getting any of the, like, was it the special items and stuff? That was the was it the thing to give you the 2 health bars? Was it the energy drink to give you 2 health bars and stuff? I was like, yeah, I was like, you know, I beat the game with only 1 health bar. In fact, I went through the entire game without using any of the little special item, was it item buffs? Like, you know, you can buff your attack, you can buff your speed, and you can buff your health bar, right? To give you 2 health bars. And I didn't find out about that in my first file. I didn't find out about that till literally post-game. Like, it was literally after I beat everything in the game. And then I finally was like, wait a minute. What? Because at that point, I was trying to see if I can beat the final, the Ultimate Cup Z. I was trying to see if I could beat that even faster than my last time. And I did that without the items. I think the fastest I got without the items was 10 minutes. Yeah, that was the fastest I got without the items. With items, I got up to... Did I get down to 6 minutes? I think I shaved it down to 6 minutes with the items. I don't know, I just kept getting faster every time because I kept memorizing certain attacks. The funny thing is, though, is that in my second file, even though I memorized the attacks, I had forgotten how to play, and by that point, it had been a while since I played, and, well, I ended up only beating it in 9 minutes. Or was it 10 minutes? No, it took me about 10 minutes. And I was just like, man. I was like, well, it's gonna be a minute before I get back to the usual speed that I usually, do these arenas with all the boosted items. And then I also just recently found out while on my second playthrough again that you can stack the little was it power booster items and stuff. I was just like, wait a minute, I can stack these? How come I didn't know about this until literally I actually paid attention to the dialogue that the Waddle was telling me? Yeah, I found out later on that I could stack them. And I think how I officially found out was like because I needed room for something else, and I was just like, hold on, let me like take this. And then I saw I got the stack. I was like, wait a minute, what? It went from 200 to 400. Wait a minute. The funny thing is that like after I erased, you know, file 2 again and started over for the second time. Yeah. I paid attention to what the Waddle was telling me, and he was just like, yeah, you can stack these, you can actually up this to the max. And I was like, oh. I just said there like, oh, I had no idea that I could stack these. I thought I can only take them one at a time. That actually kind of makes a little sense, actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, so nowadays I'm like, okay, well, now I'm just gonna sit there and just stack up the power-ups and everything and see if I can get a faster time with that. On top of the fact that, you know, I memorized the attacks, the moveset for a lot of the enemies. And I try not to take forever on certain enemies. Like, was it Gormondo? You could basically kind of run through him within, like, the first few seconds. And mind you, a lot of times, for me to get, like, faster times, I just use Morphle Sword. I haven't challenged myself to try and get faster times with other abilities, but for Morphle Sword case, because it's one of the fastest, it has one of the fastest movesets you can get, especially when you max it out, it's like, oh, snap, I'm overpowered. But, I know I said I was gonna wrap it up when I finished coloring it. Oh, well. Anyway, but at any rate, I remember, when I was going back through it again, I was running through the gauntlet one more time, and, trying to get an even faster time, but then I ended up getting messing up in the Gormondo fight and allowing him to get to the second phase. I was like, no, I never let him get to second phase. I always defeat him within the first few seconds of the first phase. And I always try to run through the earlier fights as fast as I can because I know the Fecto fight, or Chaos Elfless fight, I should say. The Chaos Elfless fight takes the longest because it has like 3 phases, technically. That's it, because you got the first part where you fight him and everything, and then the second part where he does his little, like, I guess ghost image type deal. I don't know what that's called. But anyway, he summons that, and because you got to go through a cutscene before then. I'm counting every phase within every cutscene where you can't do anything. And then there's the final one. Oh, technically, you have to go through 4 cutscenes before you can, like, beat him, because, and the part where he turns into that little spear thing, which I was half expecting to see an eye pop out of nowhere and be like, oh no, Dark Matter returns! But anyway, I was just in that one, because, you know, after you get down, you chop his health down a bit in that one, then he turns into, like, basically the the sun, pretty much, and during that phase, there's a whole cutscene for that, and the timer's still going during those cutscenes. So I always try to keep that in mind when I'm doing the arena and I'm trying to beat my record. So that's also one of the reasons why I'm like, yeah, if I could run through the first half of the fights, that would be easier. But see, the thing is that, because the other fights that take up most of that time too, is, the fight between Meta Knight, or was it the illusion version of Meta Knight? That one takes a little bit of time because there's a whole cutscene that happens for him to, like, do the little rock thing where he slams down rocks on the ground and everything, and you gotta dodge those. And that kind of takes some time to get through. And then there's the fact that in, for DDD's fight, because the first half of the fight, you can pretty much, like, run through it, right? Or is it Phantom DDD? You can pretty much run through it. And then, and that's for the Fargo one. And, then the second half, because he actually jumps away and starts sending, like, meteors at you. He's taking a page out of Sephiroth's book. And, you have to, like, kind of, like, you know, dodge those and everything. They're not too difficult to dodge. And then he finally hops back on the stage and starts running around, and you gotta hit him that time. Oh, and then before then, because of the fact that the final meteor hits the arena and it goes into the lava, and you gotta be careful not to touch the lava, because if you just barely touched it, you're being sent to the ether. And then Kirby reappears after getting burned. Ow. So yeah, I had to keep that in mind during the entire fight. And then there's the fact that for the Leon Guard fight, that one I can actually run through it way before was it Fecto? Yeah, way before Fecto gets his, like, little, like, black hole laser in. the huge arena attack type deal that he got. I can actually finish him off before the second phase even gets finished up. Actually, I can actually finish him before he even gets to second phase. If I'm fast enough, of course. And now the only problem is that I do have to take a little more risk when I do that kind of thing. Like, run up to him and actually be like, okay, I'm gonna start wailing on you. But at the same time, I still have to dodge certain attacks, because certain ones is like, well, if I don't dodge them, it's gonna stun me for a bit. So, yeah. But other attacks, for the most part, I'm like, you know, I can pretty much just be like, oh yeah, I can, like, do a side step and then go in and just wail on him and just cut down his health. And being that I already upped my attack and everything, and up my speed, and I'm using Morphle Sword, completely upgraded Morphle Sword, I can run to the fight very easily. So, yeah, it pretty much works out. But really the only two fights that I know that... Oh, and then there's the Morphle Knight fight. I almost forgot about that one. Yeah, that fight can also kind of drag out a bit too, because Morphle Knight loves to, like, just teleport all over the stage. Thanks! And, one time I was fighting him, he teleported for a good minute, and I was just like, can you please come back? I need... My timer is... you're adding time to me. I need you to go away so that way I can get to the final boss of this ultimate cup, so I don't have to deal with you anymore, and I can actually try and beat my record, please. But because of the fact that sometimes I rush in that fight, I end up getting hit with certain attacks I wouldn't normally get hit with. Like, the one attack that he does where if it touches you, it ends up inverting your controls and turning the screen upside down. I forget what it's called, but I got hit by that by accident, and I was just like, oh man, now I gotta deal with this. Mild inconvenience, that's what it was. And then and then the one attack that he does where, like, Well, actually, I managed to actually like knock his health down to the point where he doesn't do certain attacks because of how fast I'm actually moving in the fight, or how fast I'm taking him out in the fight, or chipping down his health in the fight. I don't know. There's no way of saying that. But anyway, how fast I'm going in that fight, he doesn't end up doing like that little tornado flame tornado thing that he does. So I don't end up. I barely end up seeing it. Now, I'm pretty sure when I play through the game this time around, I will definitely be seeing it again. And I will have to dodge it. How lovely. And he likes to do 2 different versions of it, at least from what I've played through. I've only seen 2 different versions, whereas the one that, like, goes in the circle, which is similar to the one that Chaos Evolus does, too. And then there's the one where it's just basically a wall. Oh, actually, no, there's a third one that he does where he sends them one at a time. And that one was, like, annoying. Oh, no, I am wrong again. There's more that I've actually seen. There's also the one where he does, like... There's, like, 2 up in the front, and then there's, like, 3 in the back, and then there's, like, another one. And you kind of have to get yourself in a way where it's, like, none of them touch you. Otherwise, bye, Kirby. So yeah, but I rarely see those half the time when I fight Morphle Knight. And it's mostly because of the fact that, like I said, I end up chopping through majority of his health in the first half of the fight. So I immediately get straight to his second phase of the fight.
I need to take a water break.
Yeah, so regardless of that fact, I usually have a really fun time playing through the Ultimate Cutscene because it's so satisfying now that I can actually, like, I can pretty much fly through a lot of the fights now because I know what to expect in them, and I know how to dodge certain attacks, and other attacks I can prevent them from happening ahead of time. If I just simply sit there and wail on them. And the other times you can literally fight them to a standstill, so that's the other side of it. Or what's it? Oh, you can attack them to a standstill where they're basically just barely moving. So, yeah, there's that. Now, as for the, and the funny thing is that, like, I don't even do the other arenas once the Ultimate Cutscene, once I unlock that. And mostly it's because of the fact that, well, you know, I get 3 of the rare stones. 3. And I'm still, like, upgrading a lot of my other, abilities. I haven't fully upgraded them in my other file, or in my main file. And of course, in my second file, I didn't even give myself a chance to upgrade the rest. I just kind of deleted the file after I was ready to replay the game again. Now, some may wonder, why did you use your third file? Well, the third file I'm using for something else. Nah, but to kind of talk about the third file, what I'm using that one for, because I ended up playing the game again this time together with my little brother. So we're both playing through the game together. And the funny thing is we both have beaten the game already. So I was just like, oh yeah, I want to actually try doing multiplayer with this game because I've only played solo. So yeah, that one, honestly, it's interesting. That's what I have to say. It's very interesting. But it's also fun to play multiplayer on Kirby. Because you can do all these cool other little things too. But at any rate, yeah, so what I'm doing now, though, in the replay of my second file is trying to stack up on all the rare stones and slowly but surely upgrade my other abilities as I get enough stones. I'm just trying to stack them, really. So that way I can be like, bam, everybody has been upgraded. And then I have, like, I already have the, Meta Knight sword, because as soon as the Colosseum opened up, I went in and I said, I'm getting the Meta Knight sword ability. So I did that. I was determined. And I got it. Yippee! But yeah, but that was my thrilling adventures in, mostly Kirby the Forgotten Land. I barely talked about the Star Allies thing. I remember, when I first beat Star Allies, and I had first gotten, like, the 100%, I was like, oh yeah, 100% of the game! I said, but now I need more Kirby games to play. Because I think by this point, I've completed, like, I completed almost all of them except for, Epic Yarn, which I haven't been able to even start the game, and, I haven't completed Rainbow Curse. I'm actually surprised I never completed that, and that's one of the, yeah, I hadn't completed that. And then I haven't completed, Kirby Return to Dreamland on Wii. I haven't completed that one either. Like, I started, and then I just kind of stopped. I don't know what happened. Oh, wait, I was playing Breath of the Wild around that time. That's what happened. Came back without contest. You got the touch! You got the oh, wait, sorry, I can't go that far. But yeah. I was... Oh, well. I just realized I think I'm still explaining the rest of the story on you guys' end. But yeah, welcome back, Minus. Let's just talk about all my adventures in I was talking about my adventures in Kirby now. And now, well, as of right now, before you guys get to this part of the video, I'm talking about the Kirby games I haven't actually finished. Like, they're just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I haven't finished these. There's actually a few of the Zelda games I haven't finished them either. Like, I haven't finished Twilight Princess on the Wii. I've done the Wii U one, but I haven't finished the Wii one. And I haven't finished Master Mode for Ocarina of Time on the DS. I actually barely touched Legend of Zelda on Nintendo 64. I should probably... Oh, was it Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64? I should probably do that so I can finish. And then I haven't finished the first Legend of Zelda game on NES. I'm still at... What's it? I'm at the 6th dungeon? Yeah, I think I'm at the 6th dungeon. Because, me and Dad Phoenix, we have a competition on there. And I talked about this in the stream that we did together. We were, like, kind of talking about some of the things. Listen, we were talking about some of the games we play together. But, I'm still very much so behind on that one. And it was funny, we were trying to go back and do our competition again, you know, try and finish up the game. How come, like, how about, like, every time we kept playing, like, when each of us were playing, like, one of us fell asleep while the other was playing. That was funny. Like, while I was playing, my dad fell asleep, and then when he was playing, I fell asleep. It's the funniest thing, man. And then, I haven't touched Skyward Sword on the Wii, but I did play the one on my Switch, which that's the one that I'm at the boss fight right now. Since this still a Q&A, favorite Zelda game? My favorite Zelda game? That's a fairly good question. I guess my most favorite Zelda game is, man, honestly, it really boils down between Tears of the Kingdom and Twilight Princess. I'm like, it just boils down to those two. Mostly because I enjoy the Ganondorf fights. But yeah, I think I'll just say that those two will be listed as my most favorite. They're at the top of the list, with everything else kind of coming in between. So, yeah, there's that. And I finished coloring the hair, but now I'm gonna color something else. Yeah, I can kind of High Lifter Animations? I hope I said this Leafer? I hope I said your name right, I'm sorry. Yes, welcome to the stream. I was just going on a long tangent about my playthrough in Tears of the Kingdom, my second playthrough in Tears of the Kingdom, and my second/third playthrough in Kirby Star Allies. Excuse me, not Kirby Star Allies, but Kirby the Forgotten Land. And then from there I started talking about Star Allies, and then from there I just started talking about the Kirby games and Zelda games I hadn't finished. And then Minus asked me a question about which one was my favorite Zelda game, and I boiled it down to really two that I really liked, which is Twilight Princess and Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. So I don't necessarily have one favorite game, but I can say those two are my most favorite. I'm going to color the eyes. I don't know what colors I'm going to use, but I will find the colors. I just picked the first color I went to. Yippee. But, let's see. But yeah, for the most part, I guess, for every Zelda game that I played, I've enjoyed it. Oh, speaking of Zelda game that I haven't finished Majora's Mask. I still haven't gotten through, the first part of the game. I think part of the reason why is because of the fact that I've already seen how the game is supposed to be played, and, I'm too focused on trying to play it like how I saw it in the gameplay, instead of just playing it just to play it. That's also one of the reasons why I'm yeah, I gotta stop watching, or was it, if I'm planning on playing the games anytime soon, I'm I can't really watch the gameplays of it. Cause then I try to, play it exactly like how I see the people who do, the long walkthrough type gameplays. And I'm not, playing it like how I would play it, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. I don't know if that explanation makes any sense. But, eventually I gotta get back to playing, Majora's Mask. So that way I can put that. Oh my god, I did not draw the mouth. But yeah, that way I can actually have that on the list of Zelda games I finished. I also need to finish Wind Waker. I only have the HD version. I do not have the GameCube version. But, yeah, I need to finish Wind Waker. I think the only Zelda game I'll probably not, I won't ever like go back to playing is Zelda 2. Or was it actually? Yeah, the second Zelda game, which is actually Link's Adventure, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, I will never go and finish that game. I don't know. Out of every Zelda game I played, that one's probably the only one that I'm like the most confused when it comes to playing it. Like I got the first one very easily. It's explore, and you know, you use your observation skills and stuff, right? But the second one, I was just like, I don't know. I was struggling too much with it, with trying to figure out what to do, how to get from point A to point B, and I'm like, I don't know if it's because of the fact that I'm not that great at Zelda games, or like, if it's simply because of the fact that it actually is confusing. I don't know. I would have to look into it, honestly, because I don't know. It's like I said, it's the only Zelda game that really stomps me. Okay, so yeah, alright, it's coming out on time. Alright, so I'm gonna like shade a little bit of this hair and then I'll finally wrap things up like I said I was supposed to. Okay, I'm almost done. Gonna do that much. Okay, zoom out. Oh my god, I hit my hand. Okay, and now we're coming to a close. Alright, thank you guys once again for joining me on today's stream. Yeah. Honestly, it's been fun, especially just kind of taking a second to talk about like the adventures of me playing Tears of the Kingdom and Kirby and all that, as well as talking a little bit about my art process of drawing this character that I was drawing. And if you were here earlier in the stream, I did some Kirby sketches as well. Prior to the stream, I did a couple more sketches, but I did like 2 more sketches, and then I went and did this final drawing. I wasn't sure if I was going to get to working on the Patch Puppets animations this time around, but that's okay. But anyway, once again, thank you for joining me on today's stream. I want to give a special shout out to our Patreon supporters, Zeta787 and the Ocean Shock. Thank you guys so much for being a Patreon supporter. And thank you all for sticking around, subscribing, being a part of the Phoenix fans. And that's fans with a PH, not an F. Because alliteration. Anyway. Don't forget to leave a like and leave a comment. Tell me something that you enjoyed about today's video. Or maybe even sharing some of your experience with playing either like any game that you enjoy, you know, or maybe talk a bit about some of the art you've been working on. I don't know, comment. So make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out, and as always, have an amazing day, guys. Bye.
こだよ